So when it comes to, what Elon Musk and DOGE is doing as far as, auditing our federal government, you would think that this is something that, most of us would agree with, right? Left, right, center, it doesn't matter, right? I think most people you would think would agree that, this audit needs to be done because there's a lot of money that's being wasted. A lot of our tax dollars being wasted. However, you got many people on the left that will come up with any little excuse as to why they oppose of what's being done. And one of the excuses, of course, is, they have access to your data. Like billions of dollars are being found and you're worried about data. Not to say that data is not important, but however, like billions of dollars is being wasted. Our tax dollars are being wasted and you're worried about data. Okay. And the good thing is that you have one person, obviously, who considers themselves a Democrat, which is the CEO of Palantir, who actually agrees with what DOGE and Musk is doing.
Okay, let me ask you a different question about paradigm shifting. So one of the things that's going on right now, Elon Musk working with the DOGE team in Washington to try to get at some of the misspending that's been going on over the years.
Fraud, waste, and abuse.
And I think there's a lot of people who are super supportive of that. At the same time, you're hearing about resignations and all sorts of other things of folks who are questioning the access that they're getting to data. You are somebody who lives within data. You care about safety and security of data. Do you think we should have those concerns? And is there a way to do whatever's being done right now so that you can take the country and those who are questioning all of this with you,
well,
if you will?
What I don't like about what's going on is I just view this as, well, let's watch the Democratic Party commit suicide. And I've been a Democrat most of my life. I kind of view myself as outside it, but I don't like watching the Democrats just commit suicide. And what I see is most of the country doesn't really, at this point, given the fraud, waste, and abuse we know is there, 90% of the country is like, get rid of that fraud, waste, and abuse. And I just view this as yet another example of the progressive left boxing themselves into a suicide dance. Now, what the progressive left should be doing is saying, okay, Elon, you're clearly the most qualified person in the world to do something like this. We want to dialogue with you about how you're doing and what are you doing. I don't believe that's actually what happened. And again, I like Elon. I know I think he's obviously the most important builder in the world. And I just think, if you want to say my former side, I don't believe that they're actually engaging. I think it's like another dance where I'm supposed to say, of course, whatever. It's like there's this one issue where and then you get boxed into you cannot solve the problem. And then I would say, what is the biggest problem in this society? Biggest problem in this society from my perspective is legitimacy of our institutions. Why aren't they legitimate? They're not legitimate because, okay, do any of you really believe that 99% of your taxpayer dollars are being spent? But last and not least, and probably arguably most importantly, there's two revolutions happening. One is transparency and one is AI. Okay, so why is it that we do not know where every penny of our money goes? How do you explain that to people? And by the way, slightly more technically, what large language models do is you can go into the contracts and see exactly what happened. So in the past, we couldn't do this. Now we can. The right response is, we want this to happen. We want to happen. We want to be involved in the dialogue. The real response is, it feels like the people criticizing Elon don't want it to happen. And this is going to destroy those people.
Exactly. And he makes a great point. Instead of fighting Elon, right? Questioning the fact that he has access to your data, why don't you work with him? Because let's be honest, he's one of the most qualified people to be going into our government and actually figuring out where all the money is going, right? Because as a business owner, he understands this. He knows how to cut costs. He knows how to dive deep and then find out where things are going. He's one of the most qualified person to do that. And it just amazes me that you have people that have never run a business. They try to tell Elon how he should go about cutting costs, how he should be reducing, finding fraud and waste. You have zero experience, and clearly you're a person in government. You're a big part of the reason why there's so much fraud and abuse that's going on in our government. That we don't know where our tax dollars are going. That, you got the Pentagon that's failed 7 straight audits. You're part of that problem. So why don't you have somebody that's on the outside that understands how to dig into the details and figure out, okay, where's this going, and find how to streamline everything and make sure things are running more efficiently. Because if anything, we all know when it comes to efficiency, the government is definitely not that. And so you would think just Elon, you could, instead of fighting him, ask questions like, all right, how can we work together to make sure we clean this up? But it seems like they just want to keep fighting him. Why? Because he's aligned with Trump. He's a Republican, so they don't want to solve the problem. Like anything that Trump does, anything Elon Musk does, they want to do the opposite. And this is a losing battle, because if you ask most people, like, do you want to know where your tax dollars are going? Are you happy with the way the government is utilizing your money? Most people say no. So and of course, even people that don't support Trump or Musk, deep down, they even believe like, yo, this has to be done. Okay? This has to be done. We need to know where our tax dollars are going, because it is being wasted. Okay, and maybe they're trying to hide something, or maybe they want to be the side that's doing this, but it's too late. You had your chance. Okay, now Trump is saying, you know what? I'm gonna take the initiative. I want to clean this up. So let's put Musk in charge of doing this. All right, he's authorized to just go in there and look into the books. I mean, obviously he's not gonna make any changes. He's gonna go to Trump and say, all right, these are the things that we should do, and then Trump delegates to the person and they make those changes. But he's the most qualified person to do this, and he is motivated to do this because people are tired of our tax dollars being wasted. People want to know what's going on, and this has been going on for years. People have always asked these questions, like, "Yo, where's our money going? You keep asking us for more taxes, but yet your books are not cleaned up." So you know what? This is something that needs to be done. And like I said, instead of fighting Musk, Trump, let it be done, because I mean, he's finding so much fraud and waste, and we want all this cleaned up. We want it streamlined. We want to make sure we know where our tax dollars are being spent, and not just going into the hands of people that serve no purpose in our country. So those are my thoughts. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so, then make sure to subscribe. All right, so you guys take care. Have a good one. Later.